Musk Players. I'm Mark Santomartino, and this is your weekly dose of everything gaming, film, entertainment, tech, frankly, anything we want to talk about. Sitting to my left is the man whose new gaming laptop is so new he's still got that sticker on the front, the little plastic covering the logo there.
And it's never coming off.
Julian Price. How you doing, Jules?
I'm not too bad.
And next to him, the man who has now not only gone for the hat 3 times in a row, but the jumpers come back, Ryan Mason.
I have like 2 outfits. It's just going to go on a weekly rotation.
That's probably been in every single other recording before we went to video as well. So
yeah, 100%. Look, we won't worry about the fashion. We're here to talk gaming, which is the main reason that anyone is tuning in. And boy, has it been a big week, Jules.
It's been great. Red Dead Redemption.
Huge. First
6 minutes of gameplay action. I'm probably the most excited about this game in a long time. I think the only thing I'm a bit more excited about is Spider-Man, but these 6 minutes of gameplay have really impressed me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, it looks good. I was a bit on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know, I'm not that into it, but after watching that, it looks unreal.
We'll go in depth a little bit later, unpack all of that goodness. And Maso, you're going to be looking at something in film?
Bit of film. So as Disney takes over the world,
yes.
And they're getting closer and closer to acquiring Fox. Fox looks like they're going to release a couple of new movies, and they're all animation movies. They're all be The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Bob's Burgers.
We'll discuss that. Are they maybe just trying to drive up their price? We don't know. Would you even like to see a new Simpsons movie? Let us know in the comments below. But first, to our quick news headlines. Now, this one was a huge thing that I wanted to talk about last week, but given we record this podcast a little bit earlier than when we publish it on the Friday, we were going to miss out on all the details, and that was the Super Smash Bros. Direct. We have to mention the fact that we now got King K. Rool, long-wanted character in Smash, as well as Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series. We also have a clone character of him, or an echo fighter, if you will, of Richter, one for Dark Samus, and one for Chrom. Now, I don't think either of you are Smash Brothers fans.
I don't know what you're talking about.
not since Nintendo 64 was probably the last one on.
Yeah, 64 was the last one I played.
Well, I could talk about this all day. In fact, this would be our entire podcast if you let me actually do that, because it's going to be huge. I mean, we often wondered, will this game actually be considered a new game in the franchise of Smash Brothers? That was a lot of the talk around E3, but it looks like there are so many new modes now that it is literally going to be just that. I can't wait to have...
It seems to be just so many characters.
Yeah, we're still missing some, though.
Nah, not in my book.
Where's Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie's coming.
Banjo, yeah.
At the moment, as long as Banjo gets announced, I am happy. Moving on from that, because that's last week's news, we have this... notification that Disney's live-action remake of Mulan is
just what
entering
we needed.
production.
Just another live-action CGI movie we don't need.
You know what, you say that, but I was a really big fan of the Beauty and the Beast live-action remake. I'm not the biggest fan of the cartoon version.
Beauty and the Beast?
I never watched it as a kid.
I never saw the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
So when they brought that back with Emma Watson, who I've been crushing on since the age of 12,
well, fair enough.
I was more than happy to go and watch that. Oh God, I hope my girlfriend doesn't watch this one.
Is there a figurine in the back?
Yeah. No, we don't have an Emma Watson figurine. But we got our first look at Liu Yifei. I'm sure I butchered that as the star. She's going to be playing Mulan. Although one thing that's a little bit, a point of discussion about this movie, because we don't have a firm answer yet, is whether it's going to be a musical like the original cartoon version was, or whether it's just going to be a straight dramatisation.
Was Beauty and the Beast a musical?
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast was definitely a musical, yeah. So they had a lot of the songs. In fact, they even added some songs.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if you fall either way. We know that Disney is also remaking The Lion King, also remaking Aladdin live action as well.
Yeah, there are no original ideas left in the world anymore.
Apparently not.
Let's just make a movie. Make it again.
Yeah.
Well, they know they're going to make a lot of money with those IP, but I suppose the question is, if The Lion King came out with none of its great songs like Hakuna Matata and all the rest, or Aladdin came out with none of its great songs that it's known for, do you think they'd be able to get away with it? Maybe Mulan's a bit different.
To be honest, the only one I'm probably going to watch is The Lion King. But it needs the songs, doesn't it?
Well, they did The Jungle Book pretty recently as well, and that had no music. And I just feel like the bare necessities, needed to be there. But
Look, I don't know if it actually works for something like The Jungle Book where it's all animals. You know, when they're CGI characters singing, maybe it's a bit weird, but I think for live-action humans playing characters in feudal China, I reckon it would be fantastic. I love that sequence, I'll Make a Man Out of You. It's one of my favourite Disney songs of all time, so I really hope that comes back. And speaking of movies, It turns out the Uncharted fan film, which we all lost our minds over just a few weeks ago, we spoke about it on our podcast, is actually pretty close to reality. So the director, Sean Levy, who's has spoken to the playlist. Now, of course, this is the same director behind Stranger Things on Netflix, as well as Night at the Museum, other films like that. He says they now have a very good script. We have our star in Tom Holland, who of course is Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. That is now subject to schedule and additional casting, but I'd say as of right now, this seems to be the most near to the horizon. Now, he's comparing that to his other remake of a movie called Starman, which he's working on. I have no concept as to what that is.
I've never heard of Starman.
Absolutely not.
I'm looking at it right here thinking it was a typo.
But I mean, does that excite you? I mean, we all...
Yeah.
Wait, did you say that Tom Holland is the star?
Apparently so. That
He's
is
not
what
really tough, Tom Holland.
No.
You never know. Throw a bit of dirt on his face, a bit of mud, and sweat.
But he's like this tall.
Isn't
like,
Nathan
suppose
Drake
Tom
supposed to be a
Cruise
bit
would be
older? Like, he's not a guy in his early 20s. He's a guy in his early 30s, late 30s.
He's a gruff man.
He's a man.
Well, I thought Nathan Fillion did a great job in the fan film.
Yeah.
But clearly
That's
not...
the sort of age you need. That's
Yes.
the sort of actor you need.
And he looks exactly like Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I don't know
hope
how...
it's as close to like a 90s action flick as it can get.
I don't know if...
Bit of humour, just all action. That's all we need.
Does Tom Holland have what it takes to pull that off? He's done it well as Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is supposed to be this geeky sort of awkward...
he plays that sort of fumbling, sort of geeky sort of a character, doesn't he? Nathan Drake's completely different.
We'll see how he does when that one hits cinemas, or at least when we finally get a trailer for that, although it still sounds like it might be a few years off. Into the deep dives, boys. Jules, you already mentioned it. Red Dead Redemption 2 has dropped its first gameplay trailer. This is the first time that we've had a really good in-depth look at, I suppose, the world. Not so much the mechanics.
There's a little bit, but from what we have, besides the annoying voiceover throughout the whole thing, it looks stunning. Like every scenery shot throughout this video, it just like you can really see how far we've come.
Yeah, lighting effects in games has been the big leap, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, they love the bloom lighting. There's that one great shot as it's coming through the trees. You can really see each individual leaf affecting it. And you are right, the vistas are stunning. When he's on his horse and he looks out to this beautiful snow-capped mountain range, it looks amazing. I don't think anyone can really say that Red Dead Redemption 2 was never going to look great. It was always going to push the bar. Yeah. But gameplay-wise, what they revealed in terms of, I suppose, getting into the real nitty-gritty, they said it's not just an open world, it's a living world, and that's what they're going for. And we saw hints at that.
Yeah, I like the idea of the camp, something that's sort of like a home base, that you can essentially upgrade and make better and all that sort of stuff. Same with sounds like you can do the same with the horse. They're good, it's a good activity other than just story mission, side mission, story mission. It's something to look after. It makes it a little bit more involved. It immerses you in the world. Just
speaking on the horse, though, as great as it is to have, I suppose, it's as close to real life as it would get. The fact that you'd have different horses which are better for different things, or, a horse that's stronger might be able to carry more stuff on its back. Great. Is that getting too in-depth and a bit annoying in game form?
Yeah, you don't really want any more than 2 or 3 horses, do you? You don't want to have to go back to the garage and get another one, like for every
There
job.
was that special horse you could get in the first Red Dead, like the ghost horse or something like that. That was so much faster.
It was the fast horse, wasn't it? Yeah.
So they can still do it.
What does that count? But that was making it sound as though everything that you do, they're going to have different horses if you need to cart out equipment or whatever it may be.
Your pickup horse, your Lamborghini horse.
Lamborghini horse.
It's
got lots of horsepower.
Yeah, painted yellow. Do you give it a paint job as well? Or
Little, yellow bull up the front.
Yeah, why not? One thing that I did want to touch on is seemingly, and this wasn't really represented well in the trailer, but in a discussion that Eurogamer or Game Informer, I believe, did, they were saying that every single NPC in their hands-on time would react differently based on your character's appearance. Now, that could be clothing, whether you're holding a gun, whether you go in without your gun, like holstered, so... you'd get a completely different reaction depending on the town and your notoriety within it.
Don't trust people with beards.
That only our cameraman Tim has a beard. We're all good. We're the good guys. But again, is that what you want from an open world? Is that where I suppose GTA and Red Dead have been lacking in the past?
It sounds like they're really pushing it because it seems like you've got a lot of dialogue options in how to either disarm a situation or really, have a go at someone. I think they're sort of heading down that road. It just makes the world feel a bit more alive, I guess. Rather than a linear sort of storyline. Yeah, I'm all for it as well.
As long as they don't overcomplicate it, though.
Yeah.
Like, if it's something really simple, like, do you want to buy a drink? Like, I don't want to have, like, 50 other options of, like, maybe I do, maybe I don't.
yeah.
No, that's a good point. Look, I wonder how it's going to play out and how much time it's going to waste. Not necessarily waste, but I think there's a fine line between world building, where it aids the main story, and then where it's just becoming a hindrance and everything takes extra time and it's a bit of an annoyance. One, I suppose, gameplay aspect that we did see is this sort of sharpshooter system. I know when he walks into a saloon, he's got 5 targets to pick off.
It's the old Max Payne, isn't bullet time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it fits?
Well, they had that in the first one. Deadeye, I think it was.
Yeah, it was
like
Deadeye.
all the red X's went on the
kind
of just target him, and then it goes real time, and then there was went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit more. It looks like on the trailer a bit more like Max Payne. Like you do still have to aim it in slow mo. I think by the looks of the trailer. Good I don't know. I mean, I really can't stand the Fallout. What's it called? The weapon system in Fallout.
The scroll with
the VATS system.
I don't even know what that. I've never played Fallout.
I can't stand it. You just hit a button and it goes. Where do you want to hit him, in the arm, or the head, or the leg, and it slows it down. I hope it's not like that.
I like that.
I didn't like that.
Either way, this first gameplay trailer has been watched over 5 million times, so people are pretty excited. We'll see when gameplay 2 trailer, or when the second one drops a little bit closer to the release date, which I believe is October. It's not far away.
Yeah, it's close.
October 12.
Yeah.
Get excited out of the realm of games into the realm of film, as you alluded to, Maso. There are some big sequels in development, particularly in the world of animation, with Fox revealing, or 20th Century Fox, I should say, revealing that there's not only a sequel movie in development for The Simpsons, but also for Family Guy and Bob's Burgers. 3 big hitters from their franchises. I mean, were you expecting this? Did you think this was going to happen? We've heard all this news about the Disney deal. I mean,
it was a $70 billion deal. I always thought there'd be a Simpsons sequel, but
even in the credits of the Simpsons first movie, Maggie pops up and goes sequel.
Yeah, exactly. As far as the Family Guy movie, Family Guy hasn't been funny for years, so I don't know if if that movie will get off the ground. But
ostracizing everyone that likes Family Guy. That's okay.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
doesn't do it for you, maybe. Look, that's where I sort of sat, because personally, when the first Simpsons movie came out, I had not watched The Simpsons for seasons. Going into the film, but I thought, new movie, first one, I'll go watch that, and I thought the production value on it was fantastic.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah,
enjoyed the film. That being said, I haven't seen a Family Guy movie outside of the Star Wars sort of feature-length ones that they did. They were better, in my opinion, than the average season, but again, it was working very much off that Star Wars nostalgia. And Bob's Burgers, I've seen a few episodes for here and there, but I don't know how that would necessarily work.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
It's a bit niche, isn't it? Like I don't know.
It's really niche. Yeah.
I don't know how it
goes. I think The Simpsons will do fine though with the sequel.
Well, I reckon if they do The Simpsons, maybe they should just end it. Haven't we had enough of The Simpsons?
I think they're going into their 40 or near their 40th season though. They can't end it. They're going for records. They're just pushing that Guinness World Record out as far as they possibly can.
Well, they're going to be losing characters if they keep going into the more PC world that we're in.
Well, I mean, I had that written down because we wanted to touch on it a few episodes ago, but the fact is there's this whole controversy surrounding Apu now that these Apu Nahasapena Penelon, I can't even say his name, Nahasapena Penelon, who runs the Quickie Mart. There were all these studies done by, I think, Indian American psychologists or doctorates saying that that character has been reinforcing negative stereotypes about Indian Americans for years. Ultimately,
30 years
ultimately, Fox said, we're going to leave it up to the creators of the show. It's up to them how he is portrayed, and it doesn't seem like he's changing, at least not that I've heard. But I don't think I don't think that's going to slow down this Simpsons movie.
No.
What I did want to ask is if you think this is simply a ploy from 20th Century Fox to bump up the amount of cash that Disney will pay for them.
Maybe, because if they get rid of Apu, they've got to get rid of Luigi the chef. They've got to get rid of Chief Wiggum.
No!
Wiggum, they're all basically stereotypes of what you think of, who they're playing. So
don't forget the Bumblebee dude.
The Bumblebee, the Mexican Bumblebee guy. There's so many more that if they're going to get rid of, maybe they are. Maybe they're just making it more difficult for Disney, just because why not?
Yeah, it will be very, very interesting. And personally, I reckon, as you said, The Simpsons will do well.
Yeah.
I don't think it would really change the share price that Fox shareholders are going to get, just because I'm pretty sure the Disney deal has already been accepted by them. But it's interesting that the Wall Street Journal came upon this news now. Either way.
Is Family Guy on Fox as well? Yeah, it is.
It comes under the umbrella.
Yeah,
so Either way, it's just going to make that incoming Disney streaming service all the more powerful when it finally does launch. And our final topic for the week, I suppose it depends on where you stand and your love affair for PlayStation. I know we all have PlayStation 4s. But the makers of The Elder Scrolls Legends, Bethesda, have come out and said that Sony's, I suppose, stance against cross-play, allowing their users to play online with people on mobile, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, whatever, is really starting to hurt their games. Now, they've said this not in relation to anything like the new Fallout 76, which is going to be online multiplayer only, or the impending Elder Scrolls game. They're actually saying it in regards to the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is a card game.
Yeah, it's not something that you could really have an advantage over on a different platform.
No,
exactly.
Not.
You're not going to have the keyboard and mouse jockeys aren't going to just dominate, are they?
But I think what they're trying to say is inherently this game is something that you pick up and play. If you want to play it on your TV, you should be able to. If you want to play it on the train, you should be able to. All have the one account and continue earning experience. Blah 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 blah. I mean, Bethesda's senior vice president's come out and said that his name's Peter Hines. That for Legends, it's absolutely critical. If we have to start segmenting our audience to say folks on this platform can only play folks on that platform, or any progress you make on the platform can't be there, then man, that's a bad situation. Now, have you had any cross-play issues in the past with PlayStation? I know.
What's Rocket League's the only one that? No, is Rocket League the only game that's cross-play between all of them, or is that still PlayStation doesn't let you do it?
No, initially PlayStation was against that, but you can definitely do it now.
Can you? Yeah,
I was going to say
that's
one,
the only one.
That's one where they have backflipped on, and I know that because playing it on my Switch, I've been playing against people on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So, and that works incredibly well, despite the fact
fine.
that there's a huge disparity in the visual quality of the game.
Yeah.
It still runs well enough to allow people to compete. I just want to know, from your standpoint, Sony's got way more console sales than Microsoft. They don't really need to compromise their position.
No, they're pretty dominant, really, especially with the games that they've got on the system at the moment.
Well, do you think it's fair? I mean, even as a PlayStation player,
it'd be great for the consumer, though, wouldn't it? But if I was Sony,
what are they
you'd be
getting
keeping your eggs in your basket, wouldn't you? They're not going to get anything out of it. So, but as a consumer, I'd love for them to do it.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's where it comes from. I think if they were evenly matched, then it actually wouldn't be a problem. But it's almost like we're looking at other players on the Xbox platform, like you have been so badly left behind, you've got no one to play with, let's just give you, include you all on the one system. But I think personally it maybe affects the mobile aspect of it more, like especially with Fortnite. I know Sony's come out in the past and said they're looking at whether or not there's a fix there to potentially allow everyone to play, or at least have accounts that swap between your Xbox
and your
Switch.
phone and everything,
But I don't know, I mean, it seems like it's just a hurdle that shouldn't be a hurdle in this day and age.
Yeah, it does. We should all just get along.
We should, but from a business standpoint, when money's involved.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can sort of see where Sony's come from. They're dominant at the moment, and they just want to stay there, don't they? So, it'd be pretty funny though if Fortnite, if everyone plays on the same, because the mobile guys would just be sitting ducks, would they?
That's what you want as a PlayStation 4 player. A few easy kills, don't worry about it.
You would get on your mobile playing Fortnite, and you wouldn't last a second. Oh, I haven't played. No, I played PUBG on mobile, not Fortnite. But PUBG on mobile is good because everyone else is on mobile.
Look, it's not easy, but it'll be interesting to see what happens, because obviously Sony's probably got another 2 years of dominance in them before the PS5 and Xbox 2 or whatever they're going to call it.
And then they've got to start renegotiating all these Activision contracts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So
we'll see where that goes. I can't see Sony folding, to be honest. And that's all we wanted to discuss this week. On to the games we have been playing. Maso, I know you've got a first impressions, I suppose, of Black Ops 4. The beta was out. You waited to make sure you could play it on your PC. What did you think?
I had troubles. Big troubles. I waited when it was August 10th. So I waited 6 days for it to come out on PC so I could play it in 4K in all its beauty. And I think I tried to log in 200 plus times. Kicked out every single time. I played 3 games. That's it. Couldn't get on.
Are you serious?
It was horrible. It was the worst beta I've ever played. That was shocking.
Less than a 2% success rate.
Yeah, and the 3 games I played, because I wanted to record some vision, put it on the website and all that, but I wanted to warm up. I didn't still want to get owned by 13-year-old kids. So I wanted to warm up a bit, and then bang, kicked off right away, and that was the only chance I got to play. So
that's it.
As far as what I did see though, it feels exactly like every other COD game. It's super fast. Difference is now it's boots on the ground. You've only got to jump. You don't have a double jump. You don't have all the space stuff. There is one guy who's got a grappling hook though, so he can sort of get a bit of elevation. But feels like a Call of Duty game. You're still going to get quick scoped by kids, and then immediately told your mother is unattractive. But it's
Something along those lines. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing is though, there is a huge influence in this COD game, which I don't think we've ever seen in a Call of Duty game before, and that is the Overwatch, Rainbow Six, and the BRs. So it's the first time I reckon Call of Duty are playing catch up. Yeah, because they're a couple of years behind all this stuff, and they are literally playing catch up because the influence you can tell in the multiplayer side of it.
In what regard? Just, I mean, obviously, BR Battle Royale is coming.
The BR mode, which is the beta's in September, they haven't announced a date yet. But you've got specialists, they've got special abilities. It's very Overwatch with their heroes, all that sort of stuff. It's even got a heist mode, which is essentially Counter-Strike, where you start off with a pistol and $500, and you earn more money, you buy more gear. So I found it almost nostalgic, really, because it was it was basically a little bit of all their competitors in the one game.
And I think we spoke about it last week, whether that character system where everyone has their own special ability would even allow you to pick up weapons.
Yes, you can. Yeah, so you still get your own loadout. You can still customize your own loadout. If someone drops in front of you, you can pick up their gun. That's all well and good. The abilities are great.
I only brought it up because one of our listeners actually corrected us on that. It was nice.
Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, he was my cousin, but that still counts.
Yeah, well, he was lucky enough to play the game. But you can. So all that's still there from the old Call of Duty, the customized and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, it's a little bit different. But if you don't like the gameplay of Call of Duty games, you're not going to like this one. It is still a COD game.
Yeah, are you going to pick it up?
Yeah, I am.
Let's hope its server issues are fixed in time.
Horrible.
Julesy, I know you bought a Nintendo Switch this week, but you haven't opened the box, so...
No, because I've...
Well, you got this. You got this beast.
What a week for Jules.
What is this? What have you actually bought? It's some MSI. I've never heard of that.
Oh, please don't ask me.
You don't know. Okay, it's a gaming laptop. You're all on Steam. What do you got? What are you playing? I saw you playing something...
No, I've started playing Dead Cells.
Yeah.
It's a platformer. It looks like a bit of an older graphics game, but it's all high definition. Gameplay's really fast, really fun. It's I guess I'll give you an update once I really get into it. But it's
review on the website soon.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're done. Don't rush. We don't want you to rush through it.
Give it a go.
Don't plagiarise your review like IGN's Philip Newson did, and then he got fired for that very game.
What's
that game?
It was that. Yeah.
What do they say about people in glass houses? Eh?
Yeah.
And I suppose, look, I haven't really been playing too much that's new. I'm still trying to get through Octopath Traveler. I've downloaded We Happy Few, although I haven't had a chance to boot that up just yet. That will be, my impressions on that will be on mustplay.net.au. I have, however, started a little bit of Overcooked too. I loved that game initially. This second one just takes it to another level. We're only a few stages in, my girlfriend and I, but you can now throw the food across gaps, and there's real precarious platforming as well, so it makes it a whole lot of fun. And, geez, every single time something goes on fire... Panic mode.
Oh, it's a great... It is such a good game.
I don't think there's a game that induces more stress in me personally than this
little
cartoony game where little chefs are running around a kitchen. But
it's good for families too, good for kids.
Yes. So maybe if you're heading into Christmas and your kid is addicted to Fortnite and you want to play something with them,
perfect game.
Yes.
Perfect game. Yeah.
And I know in Australia, I think it's about $35. Yeah. So that's not too bad.
Actually, I have another one that I've got to throw in.
Okay.
I've been playing for the last week Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is a remake of the original Yakuza 2 on PlayStation 2. Which
we were kind enough to get a review copy for.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm about 10 hours through, and a review will be coming up on the website on the 24th or 5th. But I'm hoping to finish that game this week, hopefully.
Now, I know you can only talk about the first 4 chapters or so, but from what you've played... and what you've told us, it seems very cutscene heavy initially.
Huge amounts of cutscene. I reckon I've probably played half the time. The other half has been cutscenes. But this is my first... I've never played a Yakuza game. This is my first one. I know there's quite a few. And it's fun. It is really good fun. The combat is absolutely brilliant. And its sense of humour is strange. It's the best way to describe it. It is strange.
As in strange as in like awkward and weird and no one's actually laughing?
It took me the first 2 hours. I'll be there going, is that a joke? I don't really know.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm into it, I've sort of got it. Yeah, laugh out loud moments. It is, yeah, it's a good game.
Not
yeah.
a good sign for a joke if you got to wait and
No,
wonder if
but-
it's a joke.
But once you get into it, you realise what they're doing. Yeah, it's strange humour, but yeah, the combat's fantastic though.
I look forward to your written review on mustplay.net.au coming up, Maso. Otherwise, that is all the goodness. That is our Must Play show. Of course, if you've been playing any games recently and you want us to know about it, please comment below or send us an email. Of course, you can keep up to date with everything we do at mustplay.net.au. While you're there, why don't you give us a big old thumbs up, a subscribe, 5 stars, whatever you possibly can do to help this show along. Of course, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple iTunes,
Everywhere.
SoundCloud, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
We've just found a way to infiltrate everything.
Taken over.
Until next time, thank you so much for watching and bye for now.